Welcome back to Chess with Pawns. In this video, we're going to take a look at my viewers' comments and use their advice. So I've been chasing 1000 ELO for the past month now, and I kind of just stayed even. So I want to start taking some advice. I already been taking advice from you guys. The number one piece of advice that I've gotten so far was to simplify the board by trading out pieces. Now, only trade pieces when you're up in material, or if you feel like you're winning the game a little bit, or if a piece is very bothersome for you. But if you're down material, it's not the best idea to trade pieces ever. So we've been trading pieces. Another piece of advice that was given to me recently was stop worrying about my openings. So I'm so worried about the London and the King's Indian and the Scandinavian, and I do win sometimes with those openings, but I just need to get back to simple, basic chess, and that's just controlling the center of the board, right? Castling your king and getting your pieces developed, and then find tactics to get yourself to the end game where real chess is played. So that's what I've been working on as of late, and that's what we're going to do in this video is just play simple chess, trade out pieces when we're able to, and get to the end game, and then get really good at end games, because I think that's a good step for me as I progress, is learning those end games. So I do want to share one game with you guys that I had last night where I kind of used this advice already. Just see how it goes. So controlling the center of the board is what we're trying to do here. So I move pawn to e5. He's got knight f3. So I obviously support my pawn, and I'm controlling these two squares. So my opponent's controlling this one as well, and these ones. All right. So we're all battling for the center right now. And then he moves his pawn up. So I'm just going to protect this pawn, protecting the center, which is protecting this one. This one's also under attack, but this queen is seeing it. And so we're going to set it up. And he takes, which I liked. It was the best move. Okay, because now I see this square twice. And almost this whole D file with the queen. Now my queen's open, so my opponent can go ahead and take my queen. But I'll just take it back with the knight, which I did here. All right. Now, it wasn't the best move. I guess the king to take the queen, but then it takes away from the castling that I want to do. And this is the engine talking. Like, the engine knows it all. So it doesn't play like a human. So my goal is to castle in this game, which is fine. Okay. He takes that. Now, right now, he is up +1. Okay. So I'm trying not to trade too much in these positions, but my opponent's going to try to trade right now, which you can see he's doing. So right now what I'm trying to do is still develop my pieces and look for tactics. And I'm trying to scare this horse. Now that was a blunder because they do that. Opponents at 900, they blunder. You just got to find it. And there it was. So taking your time, developing your pieces, and just analyzing the board better. Okay. Another thing that I'm working on is trying to figure out. My opponent gave up here, by the way, because he was aggravated that I got his knight, which we've all been there. Another thing I need to work on, and we're going to do this in this game here right now, is trying to see what my opponents are going to do with their pieces. When they make a move, they have a plan, and we got to figure that out, what the plan is. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll get a game going here, guys. And we'll just use those tips that my subscribers and viewers gave me to hopefully win this game. So I'm at a 967 right now. So let's see what color is black. All right, so we're just going to control the center of the game. So usually I play D5 for the Scandinavian, but I'm not doing that today. I'm going to control the center. There it is. All right. Knight, C6. See here and here. All right, bishop. So it looks like my opponent is also playing a pretty good strategy where they're trying to own the center. All right, so I'm going to get knight, or they're playing this fried liver. I'm going to go here. But I'm going to try to castle before he gets to that. He might go here with this knight. Didn't. All right, so right now I see this square, and this square with my pieces. Let's get this bishop out to c5 so I can castle my king here shortly. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I don't have to worry about castling no more. My opponent might do the same. All right, so my opponent has pinned my knight to my queen. Now I can scare my opponent off a little bit. This pawn is always good to go up because it gives your escape route for your king later on in the game if needed. And it pushes that bishop back. I really don't want to move my g-pawn up because it's ruining my defense for my king. So let's leave that alone. He's pinned to my knight's pinned to the queen. I'm not too worried about it right now. We do want to develop this white squared bishop. So I'm going to push my pawn up. And he took away my only really square to develop was my g4 square, but I could develop here. Well, I don't need to worry about that right now. We'll make our a pawn work a little bit. All right. See what we got. So we got 8 minutes. Now at this point, I'm looking for tactics. What can we do? So the knight can go here and attack this bishop. And then that'll give me room to get my bishop out. This knight's pinned. Pawn, not a good move yet. Stays bishop. I can trade bishops. But this pawn comes out, which will release my rook. Let's do that. Bishop's not doing any good sitting on the file anyway. There we go. Trade. Now my rook's free, which I like. Now, was that the best move? Probably not. But I'm not the engine either. So now we got to start thinking about what my opponent wants to do. So they could bring the knight here or the queen. Okay, so the queen is seeing this pawn, which is undefended. So it's defend. I want to defend the pawn without the bishop taking my knight, because then I'm really opening up my queen. Now my rook can come out and take that back. So we'll do that. So we'll come up and defend this pawn. But then now this pawn's open. You tricked me. My b pawn is hanging right now. He didn't see it, which is good for us. Push it up on the king side, and we'll push these pawns. Try to break up all this defense here. Looks like my opponent's having a hard time trying to find tactics as well. All right, so bishop is being attacked. I can push the bishop back. I can trade out pawns. This pawn will come down, more likely. Then this will take my bishop. Take. I think I'm really owning the square, so just look at it. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. We're taking it. And when I bring my knight up too, it's good to see this. I think my opponent doesn't want to take here, because then it opens up their king. Okay, good. So now I have a double up pawn situation before. Take here. And he could take here. And then I could take here. That. I think that was another free pawn. Okay. So they took my knight. I take that with their rook like we talked about. So my rook is being attacked right now. So do we have any tactics here? We just move the rook right back down where it came from. Oh, I see. So he has me forked. Okay. So when you're in a fork, you got to kind of try to figure out how to get a piece that is worth more or put an opponent in check. I don't have that. I have this right here, but he's just going to move the queen, which doesn't help my situation. So thinking I need to get something for this rook. I can do that by attacking his knight. Speed up here a little bit too. I'm losing on time. Can't think too hard. Or I could just lose my bishop. I think I'm going to move my queen actually. Do bishop e7. You got me good. Okay, we'll do that. All right, we're even now, but he's up rook. So that's not good. Now he's hiding his king. You need to probably get this rook into the game here. We'll scare out his queen. We go to c4 next. I feel like I got a pretty good pawn structure going on. My opponent is winning, but I think that it's still hard for them. So I would have took there here. They would have came down with their castle. They own that square, so just put pressure on their knight. Okay, so they left that pawn hanging to a point. Yeah, they're going to trade off pieces as they should. I'm in trouble, guys. Big, big trouble. Oh. My stupid ass, I pinned this bishop to my queen. Mm, that does not help. Mm. Do this. No. Well, we'll do that. That makes it a little bit more manageable for me. Okay, check. Not sure why my opponent did that because now we're just kind of even. I am short on time, but been there before. He has better pawn structure than I do. I'm just really trying to think what I can do here. Give him a check. I think I have an idea. We'll do this. He's going to have to take almost. He can move his king back. Oh, okay. Go here. Yeah, that was his move before, was to do that. I'm trying to eat up. I got to move my queen now. Well, my opponent's going for a draw. Which at this point would be fine with me. I think that's what they want to do. They want to draw this game, which I'm black. So the draw is good for black because white has the advantage due to they go first. Okay. There it is. So that was a draw. Let's do game review. All right, so see how we did. I don't care what kind of opening it is. We're just in here developing pieces, castling kings, and this has all been book moves up to now. So they get the bishop into the game. That was the best. They didn't mind me moving the bishop and trading. They liked that move. They didn't like how I took with the rook. So they wanted us. They wanted me to recapture my pawn, probably adding pawn structure, if I had to guess. Brilliant move. So that when we sat there and thought about it, remember when he put my bishop all into a fork and my rook? We sat here and thought about this, and then it turned out to be a brilliant move. As I found a powerful response. All right. Okay, that was not good. So it says I missed an opportunity to win material through a tactic. So let's see what that is. So hold on. It doesn't like that move so fast. The engine's crazy sometimes, guys. That was a blunder. Yeah, they blundered big time. I don't know why they did that. It caused us to go into a draw, and you guys know the rest of this. So. All right. Well, we didn't lose, so that's good. We followed the advice of my viewers, so keep the advice coming. I am getting better. I feel like I've been playing a lot, been doing my puzzles, so appreciate you guys watching. Hit subscribe if you've made it this far. If you enjoy the content, comment below. We'll see you next time.